As players work up the ranks in Rocket League, they are going to be prone to making some pretty simple mistakes that are honestly pretty easy to fix if you realize you're making them. And that's one of the biggest hurdles that you have to get over in Rocket League, is recognizing when you are making unforced errors that are costing your team goals. And that is exactly what we'll be talking about today, as we discuss how to eliminate simple mistakes from your game. All is good, and now our other opponent has finally come back, so now we can get out of weird land here, and start to talk about normal gameplay. This is just massive hesitation. So, like, this positioning is fine. Once you see this, like, it is now clear, that he is no longer playing the ball. He is just dead staring at you. Right at this moment, I'm just gonna go for this, because I'm not gonna sit here, let him either attempt to bump me, put me in an awkward spot, and then let the other opponent come in, because that's just asking for trouble. So I'm just, like, going around him and getting the ball, because the longer you sit here, the easier it'll also be for him to demo you. If you start moving and moving quickly, it's gonna be a lot harder for him to target. Luckily, he doesn't jump with you, so you do get over him, and it works out, but yeah, definitely a bit of a awkward situation for sure.
And then a backflip.
Yeah, I like the idea here, because I think you're going for the wave dash on the landing to get another touch on this.
Right,
Which, I mean, fantastic idea, because if you do, like, pop it off the backboard or even onto net, this is a goal. So, great idea, just unfortunate that it doesn't quite work out.
Fair.
These you want to be careful with. I love the idea of going for the back pass here. The danger of going for this block, right, is look at the angle you're coming from. So you're basically creating a wall like this. This guy's coming this way, basically creating a wall like this. That means that 90% of the time, that's what's happening. Challenging from out of your opponent's corner is the easiest way to own goal. I cannot tell you how many times I have done this, and it has ended up in my net. All the time. It is so risky. And there's also not a whole lot of reward to be had here, because even if, like, it doesn't go in your net, it's still going to end up probably in your half, because there's really no other outcome that can come from this kind of angle on a challenge. So when you go for 50-50s, it's always important to really consider what angle is your opponent coming from, what angle are you coming from, because that normally will tell you what direction the ball is going to go. So yeah, just be careful of that. You don't want to be putting yourself in any awkward situations. I don't mind you being here to pressure him and just making him do something, but I wouldn't be jumping at it, just because it's way too risky. Good turn, see what this guy does. So this is another one where I think you're getting just a wee too close. I understand this turn, this is totally fine, like, okay, teammate might have a play to the backboard. He gets it over. At this point, we can already see that the next touch is coming from here. The last thing we want to do is continue to push up the field from this position, because, again, the closer we get, the easier it is for this guy to just tap it over the top of us. And then again, we're just out of position in a bad spot. So, like, this area of the field is a perfectly fine place to play in, because then, regardless of what kind of touch he gets, you're giving yourself enough space to react to it, rather than being this close. And now, he pops the ball out, okay, but now we're going to continue to kind of drive with our teammate towards the side of the field, and now when this ball bounces out, we have absolutely no shot of anything. But imagine if we were instead, like, still, you know, I don't know, like, back here somewhere, instead of, like, where we are. Look at how much easier this is, as opposed to this. This one's tough. This one, we can actually shoot, if we're back here. So yeah, really focus on just making sure you're giving yourself enough space. A lot of Rocket League really does come down to not necessarily moving around the field quickly, but being in the right space, right place at the right time. So you can capitalize on opportunities that present themselves. And then the landing here is just all about focusing on our recoveries. Once you find yourself here, it's just all about identifying how you need to move your car to land on your wheels. And a lot of players kind of develop a bad habit where whenever they're in the air, they always kind of muscle memory the same movement. For me, I always muscle memory air roll right. Which means that even when it's beneficial for me to air roll to the left, I'm taking longer to do whatever I need to do because I'm going the opposite direction. So it's just all about identifying what position your car's in, and recovering quickly. as you can. Because, yeah, obviously in this situation, we don't really want to be sending our butt into the wall. Not advantageous.
Right. Yeah.
And then right here, this goal is pretty much given up because, one, our slow recovery doesn't help. But two, once we land here, we need to kind of identify where we can have an impact in the play. Because obviously, ball, probably not on our radar. There's probably not going to be much we can do to get back to the ball. So that means that rotating down this way, probably not that useful. Because also, all this is going to do is if our teammate can get a clear, it's just going to put us in line with where our teammate's trying to go, and make things pretty awkward. So as soon as I land here, like, going back this way a little bit is okay, but once I'm, like, at this boost pad, I want to, like, consider where can I go that I can have the most impact, and the answer is if I can't defend the ball, I might as well take away their passing option. Because it's pretty difficult, especially in Diamond, for players to score out of the corner. They don't have much of an angle. Most of the time, defenses can make saves. So right around here, I'm hard turning to the left, and I'm going after Frosty. Because I'm not going to be able to make a play on the ball. So I'm going to trust my teammate to get the save, and I'm going to try to eliminate Brocky's pass. Because if I take away the pass, this does nothing. Because Brocky just hits this off the backboard, and there's no one there to take the shot. But once we're here, we've not only given up the entire field, but we've also now given up the open net because we didn't look for the opportunity that presented itself, which was Frosty. So yeah, whenever you find yourself, like, out of the play, it's natural to, like, I want to get back to the net as fast as possible, because obviously the net is the thing we're trying to defend. But sometimes we have to recognize, okay, there's no chance I'm getting back to the net. How can I be useful? Is there something I can do that can help my teammate who's now in an awkward spot because I put myself out of position? This is another one where you should be careful about challenging this, just because the angle we come at. I don't mind this. I don't think you need to jump for this, though, because it's pretty obvious that you're going to get beat just because he has a far easier angle. But again, we're at that same position where this could very easily just pinch all the way into our half from a bad angle challenge. Forcing the ball is fine. I haven't seen it much. Do you, like, fake challenge often? Do you do any of that?
I think I don't do it enough. I do, like, notice, like, certain instances, but I guess I could do it more.
So one of my rules is if I realize I can't get a good touch, is I will just sit behind the ball and force them to make a play. Because with me just being here, he has to go. He can't just let the ball go, because he knows we're sitting here. So he will go for this ball regardless. And if we don't jump, like if we just, hang out, we can even, like, jump down, just not flip into this and let him hit it around us. It makes life much easier for this guy to read where the ball is going to go. Because he'll be able to see, okay, this guy's coming out of the net this way. All right, that means the ball is going over here. So he can position for that. If we dive in for this, now teammate is like, I don't know where this ball is going to go, so now I have to wait to see what happens before I can react to it. The easier we can make the game for our teammate, the easier the game becomes for us. So we want to try to make things as obvious as possible whenever we can. So yeah, be careful of that. And this is just another awareness thing of identifying how much space you have. So at the time that this all happens, like, we know, okay, neither of them got boost on the way downfield. We took the corner. So where could they go after this point? We know that Brocky probably has nothing, and he's landing in net. And how much does Frosty have, out of curiosity? Frosty has 42 and is currently facing back. So he's out of here. So it's just about, taking a brief second while, again, this ball is floating through the air and just flicking your cam down. You don't even have to take ball cam off. You can if you want to do it that way. You can also just, like, point your camera down and look for what direction he's going. Because if he's already facing forward and he's already jumping, you're probably not beating him anyway. So it's probably better that you don't jump regardless. But if you look and he's going backwards, now we can know, okay, we have a bit of time. Let's make sure we actually get a good touch here, rather than just, there you go, guys. Have the ball back. We're comfortable still playing defense. Go ahead. Because at the higher ranks, like at Diamond, it's not, like, that big of an issue, because, like, is this guy really going to be able to take control of this ball and air dribble it over two defenders? Probably not. Probably unlikely. Like midway through champ and the GC level, absolutely. You do not want to give players this position. It's way too dangerous. They can do way too many things with the ball. Luckily, we're in Diamond, and they just throw it back to us. They just hand it right back. And what do? We hand it right back to them again. Yeah. And this one's even more obvious. Like, we can see Frosty is going backwards. Just catch this. Just catch this ball. You have so many opportunities here. You can either catch it and take it up the wall. You got 54 boost, so that's enough to make a play. You can just catch it and keep it on a dribble and force them to defend you. You have so many options from this position. Recognize this space. It's so important. The more time you spend in control of the ball, the less time you have to be worried about these guys. The team that controls the ball in the field more throughout a game is far more likely to win because they have significantly more opportunities. The more you just hand the ball to your opponents, the harder you're making your own life. As this ball bounces off, though, it's really tempting to go for, because the defense also looks quite awkward. So if we're gonna jump for this, we probably want to wait to see what this guy's gonna do. Because I guarantee you he is not looking at us. He is not checking where we are, because his ball cam is probably locked on the ball. Or he's in car cam. So, you know, he really can't see anything. Dear gosh, what a fascinating idea. But yeah, if you just waited like just a little bit more, you would be able to see like, okay, he's gonna get the clear. And then again, we could use that information to go over that way and just play for his clear. Rather than diving in and letting him beat us. Because he's gonna make this touch anyway. He's not gonna let the ball fall down right in front of the net. And if he does, we can be here to pounce on it. We should play more that he's gonna get the clear, and then we can position for it. Because now, again, we're retreating back with 0 boost. And we're in quite the awkward position, and we're not gonna get any boost pads at all, and then we're gonna own goal. So this is just a real awkward sequence all the way around. But as we recover here, our number one priority is get back in the play, get as many boost pads as we can. So from right here, the best place that you can go is straight ahead of you. Because you have 1, 2 if this one respawns, and a 3rd boost pad right here that you can pick up. At least these 2. And that will give you enough boost if you need to make a turn, if the ball comes right at you and you want to challenge it so as not to give them free space. It will also give you a pretty good direction to rotate back if the play comes back towards your half. So you always want to just line yourself up with the best group of boost you can find, so you can give yourself as many resources as possible. Let's say we had taken this pad, and then we kept going and we took this pad, which is now respawned. Now we could turn for this and beat them to it, and keep the ball locked in their half. Instead, we find ourselves all the way out here, still on 0 boost, looking for a corner that is luckily spawning right as we drive over it. And then at this point here, I think you're thinking that you want to cut down this space, but we also need to realize that our teammates out of the play, we are the last man back here. We have to defend the net. We can't risk cutting in, because again, from their perspective, they can see you. So if you come this way, they know you're coming towards them. They'll just shoot, because it'll be around you. So I would already be boosting back towards the net to give ourselves the best chance possible. Because our goal right now is, can we buy enough time for our teammate to get back? If we can, we'll be all set. We'll be good to go. But now the ball's already past us, and we have to make a diving touch to keep it out of the net, and we can't do it. Because it's already too far. Right here, this is again just wasteful. And not recognizing where we are on the field and what opportunities we have. Because if we just get on this side of the ball and tap it this way, that's a 1v1 against last man back in overtime. I guarantee you, players are a lot more nervous when they're the last back in overtime. They are not thrilled about it when they're in that kind of position. So if we have the opportunity to put them in that situation, we absolutely want to. Because you just bailed this dude out. And he's like, oh, thank goodness. I now can just challenge the ball. That is fantastic. Good demo here. This is another bit of hesitation where I think you could just go a bit faster. You get the demo. You have the opportunity. The other guy's all the way over here. If we just, get under this ball and push it along the backboard, I don't know if you have any kind of consistency or ability to hit the dish from here. Either way, even if you don't have that ability, we want to at least put the thought in this guy's mind that he has to be worried about it. Because if you start pulling the ball this way, he's gonna get very concerned. Because he's all the way over here, and it's like, oh gosh, the net's open, I have to do something. And as you draw him in with you having the ball, you can just, tap it out, and your teammate can be right here for the finish. Rather than, like, doing this awkward thing where, like, you're not actually challenging the ball, and now your opponent sees this, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll just come challenge it, because you clearly don't have control of the ball at all. Which is exactly what happens. You're actually lucky you don't get scored on here, because he absolutely could have just blasted this thing. And he missed horribly. Staying patient like this. A little bit of a weak touch, but this is more just a mechanical error. I like the idea. You're jumping out to try to pop this ball around the approaching defender. Just need to read it better and get underneath it, but idea is solid. Good control here. And then this is a really solid play for this level, because these are really hard to defend. Obviously, there's a bit of a degree of risk in going for a play like this, because you are going to burn a lot of boost to do so, and you're putting yourself in the air. But if you have the faith that you can do it, ain't nothing wrong with it. Because it just puts them in a bad spot. As you guys saw, we really didn't talk about anything that would be all that hard to implement. Simple mistakes are one of the biggest killers in terms of your ability to rank up in Rocket League, and the faster you can eliminate them, the faster you can reach the upper ranks. And I hope that this video helps you guys do just that. And if you're interested in a coaching session like this for yourself, make sure you check out my Discord, which is linked down in the description, as I'd love to help you guys out as much as possible. Of course, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and did indeed find it helpful. If you did, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys.